In this video, I will talk about solving equations. You can see the topic outline below. The video will cover these 7 points. Let's start with C1. The number sentence we can see is 5 add 3 equals to 8. This means that the left-hand side is equal to the right-hand side. We can see that because the 2 bars on the top are equal in length to the bar at the bottom. So 5 add 3 equals to 8. We'll now look at how we can represent our number sentences on a bar model. So as we have just seen, we can represent addition as such. 5 add 3 equals to 8. We can also look at subtraction, which will be slightly different, because we'll have 9 take away 2 from the 9, and the result will be 7. So you can take a look at how addition and subtraction looks differently on a bar model. We can also look at these bar models from a slightly different view. We can look at how many other number sentences can we write using these bar models. So for example, from the addition one, we can write that 5 plus 3 equals to 8. We can also write that 3 add 5 equals to 8. We can also write that 8 take away 3 equals to 5. And lastly, we can say that 8 take away 5 equals to 3. So you can see all the number sentences here, which you can write from addition. Now, if we look at subtraction, we can do it very similarly. Our original number sentence was 9 take away 2 equals to 7. But we can also write that 9 take away 7 equals to 2. We can also write addition from this bar model, because we can say that 7 add 2 equals to 9. And lastly, we can say that 2 add 7 also equals to 9. So these are all the number sentences we can write from this bar model. Pause the video now and see if you can work out how these 2 questions would look like on a bar model. And write down all your number sentences. So the addition one will look like this. We know that we have an unknown, x. We add 4 to that. And the result will be 12. The subtraction will look like this. We have r. We take away 2 from it. And the result will be 5. We cannot write down our number sentences using these bar models. So let's see what are all the number sentences we can think of with this one. We can see that x add 4 equals to 12. We can also see that 4 add x equals to 12. We can also look at subtraction and see that 12 take away 4 equals to x, and that 12 take away x equals to 4. With this bar model, we can start with that r take away 2 equals to 5. We can also see that r take away 5 will equal to 2. And we can look at the addition versions, which is 5 add 2 equals to r. And also that 2 add 5 equals to r. So these are all the number sentences we can write from these 2 bar models. Pause the video now and try to draw up the bar models for each of these questions and then write down all the number sentences you can think of. Here we now see multiplication and division. Let's start with multiplication. We can see that 5 lots of 3 equals to 15. We can represent this on the bar model like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lots of 3 equals to 15. So we have 5 lots of 3 and they equal to 15. When we are looking at division, we can look at it like this. When we have 20, we can divide that 20 into 4 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, and 4. They're equal parts, and these equal parts are each individually equal to 5. So we can see that 20 is equal to 4 lots of 5. This brings me to writing our different number sentences based on these bar models. From the top one, which represented 5 times 3 equals 15, another number sentence we could write is 15 divided by 5, because we are dividing 15 into 5 equal parts. That will bring me to 3. From the bar model at the bottom, we can write another number sentence, which will be that 4 lots of 5 is equal to 20. Because we can see that we have 4 lots of 5, which equals to 20. It's important to know the difference between 3 times 5 and 5 times 3. In the first case, we have 3 lots of 5, which equal to 15. So we can represent this on the bar model as 3 lots of 5, which equals to 15. The second one, we can represent it as 5 lots of 3. And this also equals to 15. So take a moment to notice the difference between 3 lots of 5 and 5 lots of 3. Pause the video now and try to write down the bar model and the number sentences for these two questions. So if we look at the top one, we can see that 2 lots of m equals to 12. So the other number sentence we can write from this is that 12 divided into 2 parts will be m, because each part is m. The number sentence from the second one, we can see that q divided into 2 parts, 2 equal parts, each of them will be 5. So another number sentence you can write is that 2 lots of 5 will equal to q. Pause the video now and try to write down the bar model and the other number sentence for each of these questions. So here we have 2 bars. We know that the 2 bars are equal because the length of the 2 bars is the same. If we now write in the top one, we divide it into 6 and 12, we can immediately say that 6 add 12 will equal to 18. Another way I could divide up my bar model is if I, for example, say this part is 5 and this part is 17, then we can say that 17 take away 5 and the remaining part will be 12, because 17 take away 5 is 12.